Max McCue, London Knights, Mason Manzavrakos, in for the party. Thanks for coming up tonight, Max.
Thanks for having me, boys.
Yeah, man, this is awesome. Max came to me this summer through Mark Hunter. Mark I've known for years. Obviously, I worked for the London Knights back in the 2003 to 2005 era. But just an amazing athlete, man. We're honored to have you here. So excited when Mark was talking about you to me on the phone. And now we've kind of seen, what Mark's talking about, the athleticism. This guy can run, he can skate, he can fight, he can do everything. And you know what? We'll get into it a little bit later on about, having your own identity as a player. And he's found that identity, Mace? He knows how to bring it on the ice. Yeah. I know when you were skating with the Knights ready to go to Sweden. You guys got a little bit on the ice there, eh?
Me and Mace got into it.
We were going at it.
Did you remember that or
not?
not?
I didn't even know. Well,
he didn't know it was
at
me
the time,
yeah.
and Mace didn't know who I don't think Mace knew who I was, and
No.
we were kind of just going at it, battling in practice,
just
and
hard, working hard.
Yeah. And look at this guy, the looks on this guy too. This
just,
guy's got the whole package.
And we went at it. He slashed me, I slashed him. It was just happens all the time, right? Guys going at it in practice, you just don't want to lose and anything.
Yeah.
That's just your job, Max, right?
Yeah. Well, you know, in the gym, you get mad if someone outlifts you or something like that. But
no, but Max in the gym, just brings the energy. Gets everybody going every morning. Can't tell he's got the face. It'll be straight 1 second, laugh the other second. So
7:45 a.m. So I gotta wake up Roop somehow.
You gotta wake me up too.
It reminds me of Matthew Barnaby. Matthew Barnaby fighting a guy, he'd have a guy and start tuning him in. The other guy would be hitting him, and he just turn to the crowd and start smiling, fight back again, right? So, but yeah, amazing to have you in the gym. We had a good summer. From Sudbury, Ontario, drafted to London the second round, drafted to San Jose, I think in the fifth round.
Yep.
And anyway, some bigger, better things ahead. He's heading to New York Rangers now because I think the 3 years has kind of expired, and San Jose had to kind of shit or get off the pot, and I think that this is a good move. Sounds like they're pretty interested in having you there.
Yeah.
And go there prepared. I know he's a guy that I talked to Mark. He's always coming to camp in shape. So, Sudbury, what's it like over there, bud? Small town, right?
Yeah. I mean, it's definitely, smaller than London by.
Never been.
Yeah, well, London's almost 500,000, 400, whatever.
Yeah.
Sudbury's 170,000, so it's definitely smaller than here, but obviously the winters are really cold up north. And,
Are they, Max? Are they a lot colder than they are here?
Yeah, they are. I remember actually my first couple summers in London when I was playing here, and we had the winters. We're middle of the winter, Christmas time, playing our New Year's Eve game and stuff, and it's couple inches of snow, you get the odd snowfall, and I'm is this the middle of summer, or the winter, sorry? I was is this what you get? I was thinking, I'm in Florida right now. That's, honestly what I was thinking. Sudbury, you're wearing boots to school, and it's the snow is up to your, no joke, your knees.
Really?
If I walk through, my lawn to get into, my front door, up to my knees.
Crazy. Any big, I know when we were out east in PEI, the snowfalls would be, there wouldn't be it wouldn't happen every day, but there would be times when the houses would be covered up to the windows.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Same thing up there.
100%. Yeah. I don't know about that high, but definitely that high. And then the summers it's beautiful. It's full of lakes and stuff. So
good fishing.
I'm coming up when you go back home for a couple weeks.
Yeah.
Me and my girlfriend are gonna come up.
Fishing all the time, always out on the boats, always doing stuff on the water, and there's me and my buddies like to play tennis, or always out on the courts playing tennis. And
so you love it there, obviously, right?
Yeah, I do. Obviously, I don't go home that much, right? I was here this summer. I was in London 2 summers ago as well, and then I was in Oakville last summer. So I didn't get to go home too much, but
this is your home away from home.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Well, most London Night guys, I think, they come here and they spend the summer and they're like, you know what, I'm not going back.
It's a fun city.
Exactly, and the training's a lot. I think it's more beneficial to live in a bigger city and train with more players, and there's obviously the Suzuki's and there's obviously the Felinos and bigger names in Sudbury too. There's not as many obviously, but
are they home? Do they go home for the summer?
Yeah. Felinos go home.
So is there a good crowd of pros up there too? Is there
There's smaller, obviously, way smaller.
Yeah.
But I skate obviously more with the OHL kids, and the OHL crop there. There's a couple guys, not many. So down here the skates are definitely better. We have 5 guys from London, like Cowan and Crane and McKenna
Yeah.
and those guys, so I get to skate with them.
Right, so good skates, good
So I
skates.
knew all those
Yeah.
guys anyway, so they're great skates. And, you know, and obviously at the end of the year, in my exit interview, Mark, you know, kind of said, we want you down here, London, you know, with our new trainer, Spiro. So, you know, I was excited. I was looking forward to that. And, you know, we had a great summer. So
Yeah, Mark always, like, every once in a while he'll call me when he's got a special project and he'll be like,
Yeah.
I need to train this guy, Max McCue, right? He needs to get bigger, stronger. You know, this is the role he plays. He was big for us, and you know, I think he had a little bit of an injury last year that kind of like set you back a little bit, but wow, what a big playoff run you made for the team. You know, your team made, actually, and yourself. But where did he, like, you got drafted in the second round. Did Mark ever come and approach you? Like, did you ever see him before you got drafted or not?
So there was
Mark's everywhere, eh?
yeah.
Mark could be even out front of the house
Yeah,
right
Spawns everywhere.
He could be here right now watching
Yeah,
us,
he
just
could
to be
be, yeah.
sure. No, he's honestly the best. That guy works harder. Like
Oh, yeah.
no one might know it, but he works harder than anybody. He's always on the road watching, and that's why he's so good at what he does. Right?
amazing,
He's the
yeah.
best at
Yeah.
what he does, and that's why London's so good because they're always out scouting players and. They're always on the road working. Same with the coaches. They're always doing
Yeah.
video in the room, and everyone, the trainers.
They're down
everybody,
there. Those guys are
it's
down
just,
there.
It's crazy, man. But no, to get back to your question, I didn't meet Mark ever. Like, I talked to London scouts a few times, but actually one time in the Macy knows with the OHL Cup.
Oh yeah.
That's obviously after you've been drafted, or no, it's the OHL Gold Cup.
Oh,
So it's like
okay.
after
Oh,
you're
right,
drafted,
right. The
you
top
put together-
guys.
yeah,
The
you
2
put together a
Toronto
team.
teams, the 2.
So I was playing like shit one game in the tournament, and we were already out, and it was like a Sunday afternoon game, and I was just like on the bench, and my coach kind of like whispered down to me, he goes, "You see that guy in the top right corner up there?" I look over, I go, "Yeah, I just
Like Darth
tall,
Vader.
tall, bald guy." I was like, "Yeah, I see him." He goes, "That's Mark Hunter, GM of the night. Do you think he drove all the way down to Kitchener to watch you shit the bed and like not try?" And I was like, "Well, yeah, you're right.
You're right about
He's
that."
probably coming to watch me because everyone else here is drafted to a different team, right?" So, it just goes to show that everyone's watching, and
Oh, yeah.
no matter what you're doing, like in the gym, everyone's gonna be checking up on you, and everyone wants to know how you're doing, and everyone's trying to be better than you as well, right?
And Mark knows everything about everybody.
Yeah.
Like, it's absolutely crazy what he knows. Like, he'll start talking, I'll be like, wow, where do you find this stuff out,
Oh, yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So, but
Last
yeah,
year I was coaching a game in Windsor and he just appeared at the game,
Yeah.
like out of nowhere.
Yeah.
He came up to me halfway through the game. He's like, "So who do you think's playing good out there?" And I was like, "I think you know."
You'd have a better idea.
Yeah, I
than me.
think you know. I'm gonna yell at
I always
the
make
Well-
a joke with Max about his little clipboard that he walks around with or
As
whatever.
a
It's
notepad. Yeah.
no, the folded piece of paper
Yeah.
8 times.
Hey,
That
Max,
thing-
how you doing?
Exactly.
How you doing, eh?
Well,
Hasn't
Bro Shoe,
changed.
you guys know Bro Shoe,
Yeah,
obviously.
yeah.
So the reason this is what Broch said. So I don't know if it's true or not, but he said the reason that Mark saw Broch is he was playing Junior C one year when he was a goalie, like before he played with the Knights, and Mark was traveling to Windsor to watch more hockey, I guess. And he heard about this Junior C game that was going on his way to Windsor, and he just stopped in and watched. He said,
Oh my
and
god.
like Broch and whatever, and then obviously Broch, did what he did.
He's
and-
my age, yeah.
Yeah.
He was a good goalie, but he was smaller.
Yeah,
But-
exactly. But obviously the
yeah,
things that he did and accomplished in the OHL
yeah.
was
Yeah, look what he did. He found
incredible.
a diamond there.
Found the
Yeah,
way.
yeah.
Diamond in the rough.
There's another guy, Reed McNeil, who's a defenseman for London, and I trained him a few years back. And this kid had been cut from every AAA team, was playing AA, got cut from AA, somehow ended up in Junior C. They come out and start watching him in Junior C, same thing, same scenario. Gets cut from Junior C, goes and plays high school hockey. Now they're watching him there.
He's in Pittsburgh, right?
Yeah, he got drafted, so the Knights picked him up. He was in the top 4 right away, his first year playing, and got drafted to Pittsburgh. He never played or made it to the NHL, like he was close. American Hockey League, he's in Europe now. But yeah, another guy that just they did the job for him. Big tough, steady defenseman. But yeah, Mark and Dale too, they're just great at evaluating, what's going on. And know how to pull the strings, right, to
Right.
make you work.
Well, yeah, it's also not like I said earlier. It's not just like they snap their finger,
Yeah,
luck of the
yeah.
draw, they get this guy. It's all the work they put in to
100%.
find the right guy.
But
know
like
what I
you
mean?
want to kind of work for them because of the way their
Exactly.
mannerisms are. Like they're like
make you want to run through a wall.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah, they're amazing.
That
at
whole
that.
organization.
Yeah.
It's
So
awesome.
so ups and downs a little bit. I think for every hockey player, you're young still. You got lots of time, but
Yeah.
you didn't. Things didn't pan out for San Jose, the Sharks.
Yep.
Does it rattle you a little bit that didn't happen, or do you just kind of like turn the page, boom, move on to the next thing? Like a lot of guys take things a lot differently, right?
Honestly, I think I kind of looked at it like if it doesn't rattle me a bit, then like I don't know. Everyone's
good
different,
fire,
like you
right?
said, but if it doesn't rattle me, it's like, do I even care? You know what I mean? Like,
It should
so
rattle
yeah,
you a
it pissed
little
me
bit.
off, right?
Yeah.
Obviously, like the competitiveness in me, I wanted to obviously sign there. And,
Yeah.
I thought I did well at the camps and that, but they just they said, good luck. There's no reason why we shouldn't like be playing against you in pro like down the line.
Yeah.
Like it just doesn't mean you're not a good hockey player.
Yeah,
You're not
it's
the fit-
amazing.
It's just not you're not the fit for that.
Yeah, exactly.
Doesn't mean you're not the fit for someone else.
Right, exactly.
Well, Jason Williams, same thing. I remember he was undrafted and he went to San Jose's camp. They cut him. He just got a free agent tryout.
Yeah.
Shows up in Detroit, makes the team, and won a Stanley Cup.
Yeah.
Right. So
That's Mr. Game 7.
that's it, Mr. Game 7. So it's like I think sometimes that's good. I mean, it just like will light a fire under your butt.
Yeah.
And you got to get going. But you did well at the Rangers camp. You scored a goal.
Yeah. Well, eventually you got to flip the page, right? Like you can't stay on
No,
it forever.
no,
So
no.
obviously you're mad, and then it motivates you for the summer and whatever.
Yeah.
But I went to the Rangers camp, and as soon as like the free agent list came out, where San Jose said they're not going to sign it. Like there's a big list that
Yeah,
goes out
it goes
free
out.
agents. So we had a couple teams call, and me and my agent were talking, and just kind of just said where's the best fit we think, and obviously we landed on New York, and went there for rookie camp or development camp. Sorry. I had a great time. The guys were great. The facilities were awesome. They treated us like pros, obviously there, and it was just a top
they run a
class
good ship there.
organization. Well, and in New York, you know what I mean.
Yeah,
Like,
it's sick.
it's a pretty cool city. But I played well. I thought we didn't really do too much. Like
Yeah, you said that, eh?
yeah, we did. One day was like power skating. One day was just some skills. And
Remember Max when we were talking about it? I was like, no, Max, you're going to be testing and doing this. And doing
Yeah,
that."
we were all
And
like-
Max was always like, no, we're not. And
Yeah.
I'm like, because in the last 5 years I've kind of been away and I was in Russia and stuff and I didn't really pay attention to what was going on over here.
Right.
But it looks like they've kind of changed
Yeah.
the way that those camps run, right?
Yeah.
Those development camps. They
Yeah.
want to come in, introduce you to the program, kind of probably watch you skate a bit,
Yeah.
see how you train off the ice.
Right. Yeah, we did a couple light tests. I mean, nothing crazy.
Nothing
I
serious.
think it's to relieve a little bit of the pressure.
Right. Yeah. It's a lot, obviously,
Yeah.
for it was my third camp, so.
But still.
I'm a little more comfortable, but different.
Yeah.
The guys that just get drafted,
Yeah.
like it's a lot to
New
go in there.
guys,
yeah,
new
you get a
everything.
little nervous, and
Yeah.
obviously nerves kick in eventually.
Any fights out there, Max, or no?
No, I didn't. But, well, like I said, it was kind of lighter, right? And then the third day we did battle drills, so I mean it was just a good competitive practice with hard 2-on-2 drills and whatever and whatnot. So. And then the final day was a scrimmage, and there wasn't too many hits being thrown in the
No, it was
scrimmage,
pretty
right?
clean.
It was a pretty,
Yeah.
like everyone was going hard, obviously, because there's 30 people with notepads watching.
Was there a
but-
crowd? Like, did they allow?
No.
No, nobody was
Oh,
closed.
the thing was, it's just like there wasn't much stands.
Just the
Like,
scouts.
Just the scouts.
Just the scouts and
Oh,
jams
yeah,
and stuff.
exactly. Yeah. I thought I played alright.
Like
there.
inter squad, not against another like NHL
No,
team.
New York versus like just prospects versus
Prospects.
Like blue and white.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I thought I played well. I mean, I didn't get to play too much. We had, I was kind of obviously on the fourth line, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Didn't, didn't get to play too much, but laid a couple hits, made a couple plays, like you said, scored a
Yeah,
goal.
yeah.
But obviously did all right, so they invited me back to
Main camp, yeah,
then
that's
we
a
actually-
rookie camp, right,
yeah,
right.
and then we actually play Philadelphia, and we actually get into games, and
In New York or where
I
is
think
it?
it's in Philadelphia. We got to go to Philly, and then from there, it's how you play there is if you
Main
can go to
camp.
main
Yeah,
camp or not,
yeah.
right?
It's funny over the years how it's evolved. Like, usually they would take a guy that was like really, really skilled. I mean, it hasn't changed in fact in the terms of like a guy being skilled because a lot of guys are skilled today. But a fourth line guy, now is like they'll look at a guy. Hey, we need a certain role from that player because we need to win, and we've got our top 2 or 3 lines set already. Are the guys like in the fourth line just as skilled as a lot of the other guys in the second, third line, Max? Is it just because they have more experience? they play more? Like, is it because they make more money that they play, or does it happen like once in a while where it's like, holy shit, man, this guy's on the fourth line, but he's friggin' doing well.
Yeah.
Will they move you up like that? Like that? Is it the same way now?
Yeah, I mean, everyone gets shifted up and down the lineup. Definitely in London,
Yeah.
The lines change a lot. Definitely, you're looking for certain players in certain roles. I mean, if you have your toughest guy fighter, most likely,
Fourth
it's
line,
not true.
yeah.
You won't be on your first. You know what I mean?
No.
I mean, there is scenarios where you have some skilled guys on your third and fourth. I mean, they're probably not as skilled as guys that are on your first line and your second line, maybe there.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
obviously your first line are your best line players. And then kind of, Mitch Marner goes down to the second and plays with Tavares, and then he'll go up to the
A
first.
grinder,
On the
and
power
a
play.
couple
Like
skill
Zach
grinders.
Zach
yeah.
Hyman's like a skill grinder.
Yeah,
and he,
yeah.
What is
plays
he?
on
Is
the
he like a fourth or first line?
first liner with
First
Matthews
line.
and Marner just because he
You need
pounds
one of
pucks,
those. Yeah, you
he
need
gets
one of
pucks
those
in the
guys.
corners,
Yeah.
he gives it to those guys, goes to the
Yeah.
net. Like
Yeah.
Sudbury boy Tyler Bertuzzi,
Same
first
thing.
skill
Yeah.
play with Matthews and Marner this year, and he just goes hard, he plays hard to the net.
So it all
plays
depends on
every
like the
game.
kind of system the team
and
uses.
what they want, like good
Yeah.
mixes, you know what I mean? So it all
Because like
depends
you
on
look
stuff
at some
like
of
that.
those teams like Vegas, and they just seem to have 4 lines deep.
Yeah,
and they roll them, right?
They were really that's why they were so good. You know what I mean? Like some teams could only roll 3 lines, 2 lines, 3 lines. Vegas just flushed.
Everybody
They got like 4 lines of guys that are grinders
Right.
and skill.
Exactly,
So
yeah.
and they have the confidence.
They were a good team,
They're
yeah.
getting played, so they
Yeah.
get their confidence and skill goes up.
Like were they doing that during the season too? You think like
Oh yeah.
running 4 all the time during
For
the
London?
season? Yeah, no, for Vegas, like Vegas.
Yeah,
team like
they'd be
Vegas.
running 4 lines most likely during the whole year. Yeah.
Practicing them up for that.
Yeah, I would think, right? If they did it in the Stanley Cup
Yeah.
playoffs.
But you know,
it's done.
just going back to that, we were just talking about them going Vegas when they first opened up. I don't know if they made the Stanley Cup their first or
First
second
round, the Stanley Cup Finals.
Yeah,
first year.
For sure.
and a bunch of guys that nobody even knew about.
Yeah.
You're like going, who's that guy?
I
Who's this
remember
guy?
Alex Tuck
Yeah.
was coaching me in a spring hockey tournament. His
Oh, wow.
younger brother's my age, and I don't know where he's playing now, but
He's in Buffalo now.
is he?
Yeah. He had a great
I
year
forget
last
his name.
year.
I
Did
think-
Oh,
Wait,
yeah.
who? Alex?
Alex
yeah,
Tuck, the
he's
guy in
good.
Buffalo?
He's good.
Yeah.
In his first year with Vegas, I was like, he was on my bench coaching me. Like I didn't even know where he played. Like I didn't even know he was a player at the time. And all of a sudden, I'm like watching him on TV. I'm like, what the hell? Is
This
going
guy's in the Stanley Cup
yeah,
final.
yeah. And then like he wasn't really like McDavid or like
Yeah,
someone's
high
name where like
yeah.
they're coming into the NHL
Yeah.
and they just start dominating.
And now he's a
but now he's
a beast.
Oh yeah,
He had a great year.
But I guess-
think he had 30 goals.
he's a big
Really?
dude. He's a big.
And that's what I'm getting at. Like, I think if you want to win, you gotta have
You have
4
to.
lines.
Yeah,
There's
yeah.
no way, right?
100%.
You always think like in minor hockey, you're going 2 lines.
Yeah.
Like we need 2 lines, and that's how we win. Because you go to like Toronto, you play the junior Canadians. You
Yeah.
play. They don't even care. They'll play like teams that are not even that good.
Yeah.
And you're going. These guys aren't even playing.
Right.
And only these 2 lines are playing. But when you get to that level,
It's all
with the
about
amount of
winning.
games,
all about winning.
yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing in London too, right? That's all they care about is winning.
Yeah.
Max, take us through like your typical day, like a practice day for the London Knights. So you show up to the rink.
From
Like,
when you wake up.
yeah, you're an older guy now. So
Yeah.
what's the older guy's routine?
Right. So obviously it's different when you're younger. I have
Yeah.
school and all that. But now for me it'll be, we'll get up around 9:30, which is nice. Get a little sleep in. 9:30. Go to the rink for like 10:15. We'll work out while the kids are in. They're not the kids. The younger guys are in school.
Kids.
Basically,
the kids. We'll work out.
My
while-
children.
Yeah, because the London's gym's not overly huge, so you can't fit the whole team in there. So half the team, which is the older guys usually, will work out in the morning while they're in school, and then so that'll be from like 10:30 to 11:30 or 12, and then we'll have time. We'll go for like lunch or something
Yeah,
or whatever. Just grab a bite. Practice at 2 till 3, and then usually we're 2 till 3, 3:15 still in the ice.
Can
So
you go on the
3:15.
ice still if you want to shoot a few pucks? Like in
Yeah,
the morning?
yeah.
So you can still do that, right? Because
Yeah.
I remember Robbie Schremp used to get me out all the time to try to hit the posts. And
Yeah.
I'm sitting there, I'm going.
And he's probably just snapping it. Ding,
snapping.
ding, ding.
I'm just like, why am I out here? I think I just wanted someone to talk to.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So do you ever go out? Do you ever go out and do anything like that? Like,
Yeah, we'll go out sometimes in the morning. Definitely on game days, we'll go out in
Yeah.
the morning. But usually we're working out in the mornings, so we're not really skating. But like we'll stay out after practice and work on skills or whatever, face off, stuff like that.
Yeah, so nothing's really changed since I've been there.
And
It's
then-
the same routine.
Yeah, days are done around 3:30.
Yeah.
Pretty
yeah.
good. And then when you were a younger guy, like it was kind of, shittier. Like you had to go
Shitty
to
being a black ace.
You have to go to school all day,
Yeah.
and then you have to work out after practice. Your days aren't done till 5. Then you're stuck in traffic on the way home. You're like, oh my god.
I know. I
Does this day
remember
end?
the Black Aces, they would be playing junior B somewhere.
Yeah.
And then Mark would have them come in, work out,
Yeah.
and then they'd be gone again to another, like they'd just be going.
They'd be working.
Holy smokes, man. But you know what? He just wants to see who's tough and who's not.
He knows what he's doing, man.
He knows what he's doing. He knows how to make guys work, and that's just what makes him tick, right? So, but you were involved during that NHL draft year, COVID.
Yeah.
And I wanted to kind of touch base on that a little bit. Like, what was that like, man? You said they didn't barely see you play. Like,
Yeah.
so they obviously thought you were a good player for that to happen.
It was crazy. I mean, like I said a couple summers ago, I trained in London. And my 16-year-old year, we had a really good team. Like, we were first in the West, I think. And, we would have went pretty far, but it got cut, obviously. So, so I didn't get to play that much. I played, 35 games, had like 6 points or something. So I didn't play that much. So I still haven't really shown anything, to be drafted. So we skated in London, and then, all of a sudden we started doing these games that Mark and those guys put together at the Budweiser Garden.
Like inter squad?
Yeah, just like guys around the area that would come up, like everyone, guys from like an hour away.
Oh, I know what you're talking. Like the one I came out to.
Yeah.
Like a bunch of NHL, OHL.
Yeah, there's a bunch of OHL kids out there and stuff.
Wow.
And there were probably 40 NHL scouts watching.
Every game.
Because there's
every time
nothing else to watch.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And they would all come in and watch, and then San Jose said, we really liked how you were playing there, so we kind of drafted you out of there almost.
That's crazy,
then,
man.
I mean, Ryan Murphy, I used to play with him in London.
He is
You
gross.
know that
Yeah,
name? Yeah. He's a great guy. So I think he kind of, was telling them a little bit about me too, and he was already drafted first round there. So
San Jose.
yeah, he was telling me like, I'll see you soon, buddy, before the draft and stuff like that. So it was
Well,
where is he now?
he actually just signed in
Kunlun.
Kunlun Red Star.
Yeah, he's in the KHL.
The one
Okay,
team
No,
that
I was working with, yeah.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah,
Wow.
crazy, but
He was a good player.
sick player.
So what was the atmosphere like? Like, were the hunters like shitting their pants? Like, were people like going, because they lost a lot of money, right?
Yeah.
Now, I know the hunters do well. I mean, they do, but they're not like guys that show it off.
Right.
But were they like freaking out? Were they talking much about it?
They
Was
were
it
honestly probably more mad that they couldn't watch hockey. Like, it's not even
Or
that they
couldn't
were
drive
losing money,
anywhere,
Like,
eh?
they're not really worried about money. It's just that they couldn't drive all over the map
Yeah.
and work. Those guys,
yeah.
just loved
They
it.
loved
You guys didn't have to wear masks when you were playing, did you?
No.
Yeah.
We probably had to wear them into the rink. I don't really remember, but
It was
that
such a
crazy.
bad time
that
to play.
Was crazy.
I know.
It's
I
funny
was,
when that
I was
happened.
over in junior
Oh.
A, and it was
Yeah,
just
Mason left. We were trying to find so he had signed in Red Lake, and my buddy was coaching there. He was in the American Hockey League. I used to train him. And that was the only place open at the time. So he went there, and he flew there. And he stayed in this like a hotel that was like something out of a movie, just a
from like the
tear.
1910.
He would bring him food, slide food through the little hole in the door, right? They said, so anyway, he got there, they started playing, and then that shut down, and then you went,
I came back, went back there again for 2 weeks to quarantine, thinking it was going to start.
Well, we went out like and had like a team thing. They told us, hey, we'll be back in 2
Yeah.
weeks. Leave your stuff.
Yeah.
Grab some things for 2 weeks. Next thing you know, 2 years later, we're still not playing
Yeah,
or whatever
yeah,
it was, right?
yeah.
And it's
what was
like,
it, 1 full year? No,
No,
it was
it's
longer.
2
It
years.
was, I think,
A year and a half, at least.
No.
At least.
yeah, it was a year.
A season
At least
and a
a year.
half.
At
Oh,
least
yeah.
1 year.
Oh, yeah.
But
Yeah,
they told
for
us
that.
2 weeks, and we're like, okay, that's not
Yeah.
bad. We'll get back in 2
Another
weeks.
2 weeks, another 2
And
weeks.
then it was like, oh my god, I just missed a full year of hockey.
Yeah.
So what did you do? Like, did you,
I was at home, like in Sudbury, and
Yeah,
I
just
wasn't
doing what everybody
much.
else did,
Yeah,
go in the
just
garage
hanging
and work out.
I didn't have anything like workout equipment or anything, but my buddy did. He lived like half an hour away. Like there's Sudbury here, and then Hanmer's just on the outskirts.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
called, and it's about half hour away. Like it'd be like Strathroy here.
Yeah,
yeah,
Strathroy.
like 30-minute drive.
Yeah. So my buddy had like a that I used to play minor hockey with. He was drafted to Peterborough, and he had a gym in his garage. So I lived with him for a month.
Stayed
I
there
just
the whole
lived.
time.
Our buddies our dads are really good buddies.
Yeah, yeah.
And we were good buddies. So I just lived at his house for a month. We just
Worked
stayed
out.
in, worked out.
Yeah,
Shot
yeah,
pucks,
yeah,
like
yeah.
hung out.
Yeah.
Like it was crazy. Like
Yeah,
we became
yeah.
best friends. You know
Oh,
what I mean?
yeah.
Because we were just around. We got annoyed of each
And
other.
pretty
Yeah.
crazy
Oh,
time.
yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty crazy time.
Yeah, we made the most of it. It was fun. That month was honestly pretty fun. I mean, shit, you're not.
So you guys weren't allowed to like how he was jumping around to like, he went to the AJ, played for Bonneville, and then I don't even know where you left and went after that. I think
I
you just,
went to Red Lake to Bonnieville.
then you went to Sweden, right? To play. So it was like you didn't really have that. Like as an OHL player, you weren't allowed to.
No, there's certain guys went out like to Europe.
Europe,
Like
yeah.
Mayu went to Sweden, and
Portugal.
Maggio went to Sweden, and
You didn't want to do that, or you
a
were
bunch
too
of guys
young?
did that. I don't.
You would have been young.
I wouldn't have been too young because Mayu and those guys were all my age.
Same age.
But maybe I don't know. Maybe I just either I don't know, didn't get invited or I don't know.
Yeah,
like,
there
they
was
didn't
probably an
want me to,
overflow of
or-
players going.
Everyone,
Yeah.
everyone would because that's where hockey was at the
Yeah.
time, right? So.
Yeah, those. I remember actually talking to a couple guys, like Will Portacalis was up at the gym, and he was talking about it too. He just said that he got lucky because Lindsay Offord ended up getting him a spot over there. So you can just imagine that being like a mad rat race trying to get over, and it's like we're full, right? And that affected a lot of hockey, man. That like, imagine what that did to like draft picks and stuff like that, Max. What would that have done? Like what would have backlogged the system? There must be some guys get screwed from that. Still.
Yeah, so the 04 draft wouldn't have played their very first year.
Yeah.
So then the 05 draft and the 04 draft are all coming in together as one draft, and it's like, now we have a lot of young guys, you know what I mean? Where we'd usually send guys to junior B, and guys that should play might be in junior B. And now there's just a big logjam of players that one group should have already played a year.
Yeah.
And then now it's just like everyone's going to their first year, and it's just kind of like a clusterfuck almost.
Man, that's crazy, bro. That is just crazy.
No Skittles, Mace?
No, the boys are eating
I'm
Skittles.
shredding down to recently.
Yeah, he's starting to cut down there. Just so you know, if you hear any funny smacking, the guys are eating Skittles up here.
Yeah.
Kind of made this kind of the thing of the future.
Yeah,
They're good though. I can't blame you guys. I tried a couple
Yeah,
of
I gotta
days
stay
a day.
away, but
You gotta
I haven't
have
eaten those in
some
years.
junk food every once in a while.
Yeah, I got Mark.
but-
I'm not eating Skittles.
So
Mark,
Max,
they're only yellow Skittles. So.
we were talking earlier when I introduced you in the show about your role play. I had a good buddy of mine, Chris Barge, used to train him. He has actually his own business here up in Luke, and I think he does some skating. And, he took a role, I think he was drafted second or third round to Washington, but ended up being a journeyman in the American Hockey League East Coast, and actually even to the U-Haul League at one point, which is, I don't even know if you've heard of that.
It doesn't even exist.
It doesn't even exist, but he made his way to the NHL. There was Paul McIntosh, he used to be with the Knights. He's like the head scout for Dallas Stars. He's been there for years. And he told Barge, he goes, I got a role for you. If you fight, you have a job. Is that something that you would do? You would do whatever, right? You don't care.
100%.
Those type of jobs, and because I know you do both. You skill guy, and you'll do whatever you have to do for the team. You get anxiety at all when that happens, or you don't even think about it?
It's a lot of adrenaline. Like,
Is it?
Me and Mace always talk about it in the gym, right?
Because those hockey fights, you get pretty nasty.
Yeah, I mean,
right?
I've been hit a couple times, like
You
not
don't
many
feel
touch wood, but you don't really feel it at
No.
the time until
Till
it
after.
happens. But
Until after 20,
Yeah.
30 minutes after your head's like,
you're in the room, you know, what the hell's going on?
got a welt on my head.
Yeah, no, it's
You're there to defend your guys.
yeah, exactly.
Right?
Like
Yeah.
I won't usually go out of my way and try and hey, you want
No,
like
no.
this year like someone got hit knee on knee, so I went and fought the guy.
You
or
have to do
stuff
it.
like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
I watched that.
a lot of guys won't do it, but like I'll do it. Like it's-
Like there's, we were talking with the boys in the gym, Perry the same way. I was talking to him before he left. It's like, they need those guys. You need to have that still happen. Because there's like, I see the Quebec Major Junior Hockey League, they've kind of cut out their fighting.
Yeah,
And I find that kind of weird.
I know, like that's
Super soft.
Yeah, I don't like that. I like that aspect of it. Well, obviously, like I
It
like,
creates more space.
Uh-huh.
You guys don't want to screw
Well,
it up.
I don't think it's even that. It's like, you got like your skill guys on the team, let's say, that are there to do a role. You got some guy coming in and blindsiding the guy into the boards.
Yeah.
Or elbowing them all game or creating, causing trouble. And I'm going, the only way you can do that is you have to have a policeman.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, but it also, for him, I'm not talking for you, but I know how it feels. When you fight someone, you gain respect.
Yes.
It gives you a little more room
Yeah,
on the
yeah.
ice, right?
Yeah.
If you're crushing guys on the ice, but you're also a skill guy,
Right.
it's gonna open up more space for you, so you're gonna be able to move around
Yeah.
and make plays, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, because I'm watching, the Leafs got, Ryan Reeves this year, and I'm going, can this guy play? Like, is he all right?
He's good.
He's good.
He's
yeah.
pretty good, eh?
Yeah, he's
Scores
good.
goals.
So he's not a shitty hockey player.
No,
He's
he's,
good.
he's pretty good, but I mean, obviously he's
For the role he
he's an
has,
enforcer, right?
Yeah.
He's a tough guy, like,
Yeah.
and his name's known around the league. Obviously,
there are people,
He's one-
guys are scared.
He's the toughest guy in the league,
Yeah,
and it's just no one, wants to. And now what it'll do is it'll protect Matthews and Marner and those
Yeah.
guys a little bit, because if the people are running at them, Reeves go on the
Yeah,
ice and tell
yeah.
those guys to relax.
Yeah,
He's
he's
not
awesome
to deal with
here.
you. And
Yeah,
if they don't,
yeah.
then Reeves will pump them.
Yeah.
Your first fight in the OHL, when
16-year-old year, I fought a 17-year-old on Sarnia.
was it like? Did it just happen, or did you like
Yeah,
go
we were
and
down.
fight that guy?
We were down 4-0, and me and this is when the World Juniors were happening. So like McMichael, a big name guy, and Foodie were both playing in the World Juniors, and Regula was out in the USA camp in Gruden. So I kind of had a little like a third line bump there. Excuse me. And then so I kind of drove the net hard, and I didn't even touch the goalie, but I think this guy did. Thought I did, and it kind of just happened. And then it was a pretty good
Was he a
fight.
tough guy, or?
He was a lefty, but I didn't know. So we're throwing. I threw some nice uppercuts. Then he switched and left, so he started going with his left. Didn't land anything, but it looked like he
Yeah.
started pumping me a bit. Then I cut him open on his lip with a good uppercut. Then he hit me and cut me open. And then I kind of went by our bench and fired the bench up and gave one of these. And then
And Dale just loves it, eh?
he was actually out at the World Juniors as well. So
Was
wasn't
it?
even on
He
the
was
bench.
coaching that year.
Yeah, and then but McMichael and Foodie both text me after games, so much jam. Like
They just love it,
and,
yeah.
You know, it was
But
fun,
it's funny, eh? Hockey
a
fight.
16-year-old yelling at the boys, get up, get up. You
Well,
know, it was fun.
Do you play against the younger Foodie?
I played against both Foodies.
Yeah,
Well, I played with
because
the one
he's my
Foodie.
age.
Yes,
I forget his-
Jean-Luc.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
he
played against. Well, I didn't really play, but I was on shared the ice a little
Yeah.
bit, and then I obviously played with his older
Yeah.
brother Liam.
How,
That's
where's
funny.
he now?
Liam's in Columbus.
Columbus.
Yeah.
Still.
It's funny in a hockey
Yeah.
fight, like you're sitting and you're going like, two guys are going at it. The crowd thinks the other guy's winning. Meanwhile, you could be actually landing more shots than the other guy.
Yeah.
You can't
don't
really
know
see.
unless you're down
It's kind
there.
of like the UFC, right?
Same
Like,
thing.
You have no idea, but
No.
you know,
Who's the
sometimes-
toughest guy you've seen when playing junior hockey? Toughest guy.
It's
The
gotta
toughest
be
guy,
Jack
the
guy.
toughest guy I fought or played
No,
against.
toughest guy in the league.
Yeah,
Who's-
it's gotta be Jack.
It's gotta be Jack
Yeah.
guy.
Yeah, he's fought his way into the NHL.
Jack-
Mr. Wi-Fi.
His name
Yeah.
Jack I?
But it's not spelled how you think. it's
Arbor Jack or
Yeah.
something like that.
Sounds like a fucking sailor or
I
something.
know.
I played against his younger brother
Florian.
in the Gauge. Against,
Yeah?
Yeah, he plays for actually the same
Yeah.
team now, Brantford now, but Hamilton.
So, like, is this guy like a meatball or can he
No.
play
He
too?
kind of can play.
He's jacked,
He can
dude.
kind of play, yeah.
Really?
Well, he did great this year in
Oh,
the
yeah,
show.
yeah.
Like as a show defenseman,
Yeah.
he fought some big names. He did
Scored.
well, scored
Yeah,
goals.
yeah.
Like he did
So
his
he's
job.
got a role.
He's
job.
someone you don't want to touch.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he did his job.
So I was looking through your hockey DB and I saw, like, did you play in the World Hockey Championships?
Yeah.
So what was that?
It was the U17s.
The U17.
Yeah.
Yeah, and how was that? Did you guys do good?
Nope.
Nope, really?
Nope, we didn't do good. We finished 6th out of 8.
That doesn't happen that often.
No.
No.
But there was 3 Team Canada teams though.
Oh,
it wasn't one.
Okay. So that's something like what Rodenberg and those guys are going to do this year,
In
right?
PEI, they got like 3 different teams.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's if they.
But still an honor to get
Canada,
picked for that.
Yeah, but if Canada made, or there might have been 2 or whatever. I think there was 3. But if Canada made 1 team,
Yeah.
Oh,
Canada
yeah.
would say be great. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Yeah.
But we still had a great team like Shane Wright. You know Shane Wright's
Yeah.
team.
I trained Shane in Toronto when Mason was up there and playing minor
Oh, really?
Denim, yeah.
So yeah, he was obviously the big name on our team there. We had a bunch of good players. But we just
You
didn't-
know what?
we didn't
I
end
still
up
look today and I'm going, we're still dominant. Like the Canadians.
Yeah.
Everybody keeps saying the Americans are coming, or and I know they have good teams.
Yeah.
But they keep saying eventually the Americans will take over.
Right.
Do you believe that?
I don't know. I mean,
I don't know if I believe it.
It might happen, honestly.
I mean, it could
you
happen.
never
but-
know, right? But I obviously think Team Canada's the best, right? We're all Canadian.
Yeah.
here,
Why do you
so-
think we're so good? It's kind of like our game,
I
right?
have no idea. Yeah.
Yeah, like
Maybe. Yeah.
football, Americans.
Well, there's
Yeah,
nothing
exactly.
really else to do.
No.
Like,
Yeah.
what are you
Football's obviously American,
gonna-
right?
Oh yeah. It's not really big at all over here.
No,
to be
I mean,
honest.
I don't know. Honestly, I don't know why. Like,
I wonder why, because
it just always seems like Canada wins gold again. You know? What I mean?
Yes.
It's
Well,
like,
I think
wow.
it's also because of like how many guys have come out of Canada that have been successful
Yeah.
already, right? And then all of a sudden, like, gives the younger guys confidence, and then those guys end up being pros. And it just keeps going. It's just
Like
like
a lot.
cycle.
Everyone wants, like in
Yeah.
Canada, everyone wants to play hockey.
Everyone
That's
wants to
like
be
the
an
thing,
NHL player,
Yeah.
unless you're playing football, which not a lot of people are playing.
Yeah, in
No.
the States, it's everyone wants to play.
Everyone wants to play
football and
Yeah.
hockey.
Yeah.
But I mean, they've definitely, I'm not gonna say I shouldn't say they haven't caught up. I mean, they're massive population base.
They're good. They're
They're
good.
good. They're good.
It's just not. I don't think it's like really a population or a player thing. I think it's more who the players are that are playing that year.
Yeah.
Right? Because if every age group has guys from the U.S. that are getting drafted to USHL that are first rounders, but Canada has like maybe like 8 first rounders.
Yeah.
Right.
Canada, You never look at a Canadian team and think, oh, these guys aren't going to do well this year.
No.
You know,
And then you have guys like, like you said, Dale Hunter. Not that he's behind the bench all the time, but guys that caliber.
Yeah, well, when Dale's behind the bench, you have a good chance at winning.
Yeah, it's funny, like that guy doesn't even talk a lot, He just looks, he's got those eyes.
He talks more now to the older
guys. Does he talk more?
Yeah. No, now that I'm an older guy, he talks more to the older guys, I think.
He has more, he's able to talk like
Right.
But on the bench, big talker or no?
On the bench, it's just, if he wants to tell a guy something while they're on the ice, he'll go steady, like Rick said, and he'll say, and then steady he'll tell them. But other than that, it's a tap on the back. Q, your line, let's go.
What's that?
Or Goober, your line. Barks, your line. Like,
Did Mark end up stepping in for Dale when he left? Were you?
No, Mark's never been behind the bench when I was there. I think
it was
Rob
Dylan,
Simpson.
right?
Well, Dylan and Steady obviously stayed on the bench.
Yeah.
I think Rob Simpson might have joined the
Then
bench.
it might have been a little bit before you. Then I saw that happen once.
Mark has been on the bench. Yes,
Yeah.
I've seen that.
Yeah.
And apparently the guys were like, "This is like scary."
Yeah, he's
I love Mark though.
He's a
Like,
beast.
No, Mark loves you too. Trust me, man. He's like
he wouldn't have sent you to us
no.
if he didn't love you, right?
So Dale and Mark were always like good cop, bad cop, right?
Yeah.
Dale won't say nothing. Mark will come over and
Give it to you.
right? I said I'm not intimidated by too many guys, but when he calls, it's like
little
I gotta
twitch.
get the phone here, right? Like we'll be working out.
Like, what's going on?
Mark's calling.
What I do?
Oh shit.
What I do?
I know, It's like holy shit. He's like, hey, you know what? You're responsible.
Then
You're still responsible, Spiro, right? Man. Oh
But, like,
shit.
But like in between periods, like he'll come down and if he doesn't like how you're playing, he'll tell you.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Like, he'll tell you.
Straight up.
That's good. Yeah, you gotta know. You
Straight
have to
up.
know.
It's one thing I do
Usually
appreciate
you
about
know.
him.
Usually you do know.
Yes.
At that level,
Sometimes it's
you
still
know.
annoying to hear
Yeah,
it, but it's good to hear it. You know.
No, listen, there's guys.
He wants to win. Right?
There's guys in situations, and I have a guy right now. I won't mention any names, but he's been with the team for 2 years and one of the OHL teams, and they're just not being clear with them. And the poor guy's been sitting for 2 years, and he's wanting to get out of there, and he can't. Like Mark will just at least tell it to you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Straight up. You want to leave? Okay, you want to leave? I'll get you traded. I'll
Right.
Get you out of
Yep.
here.
Well, at least he's telling you.
Yeah,
If
there's
you
no
don't,
games.
if you're not telling a player something, then that means
Yeah.
you don't really care.
Yeah.
No. When you so I wanted to touch on this a bit too, and I know it might be a slightly off topic, but talking to like the pairs about the craziness that goes on, the politics in hockey. Like it's one of the most political sports I've encountered.
The most.
I've done football. I've done high level soccer. I've done a lot of different sports, and I'm going. The parents are just nuts.
Oh yeah.
And was it like that?
Yeah.
You must have been. It hasn't changed.
No, it hasn't. It really hasn't.
No. Guys up in the stands making signals to the.
It's not like, especially more like when you're you don't get your parents aren't too involved in like the OHL or anything, but like when you're in minor midget and all that, like the parents are crazy.
Oh
And it's still happening when I was.
Is there the odd guy still that maybe I don't think you probably see it a lot, but in the OHL there's that dad and he's at the games
I'm just yelling and
and he's
stuff.
making looks to the kid.
I haven't seen that, but I've heard stories all the time. Obviously,
I'm sure you're not paying attention.
Yeah, and
No.
different dads are like yelling at the coach, like they'll call and yell and stuff
Not
like that. It's
good.
like, why is it? It's just like,
Bad
come on,
business. Bad business.
like you're gonna call Mark Hunter and say, why isn't my kid playing? Like,
I think
he'll tell you. He'll tell you.
No, he'll
why.
tell you why. He'll tell you he has no problem telling you.
Just
why.
very calm.
Yeah, well, he's not doing this.
Unfortunately, he's playing like dog shit.
Yeah.
But it's like you watch that and you sit there and you and he will say
He
that.
will. He doesn't care.
It's the truth too, though. He's usually not wrong.
No,
right?
No,
Like,
no.
he knows what he's doing. He's smart.
The biggest, the strangest thing was being in Toronto when he was playing and watching. I think his first 3 games in minor bantam, he had like 9 goals. He showed up, boom, just scored nonstop. Next thing you know, look, he's on the second power play. He's on the second line. He's been taken off the first line. There's a lot of influence from money. The GTHL, I think, is still like, listen, there's good players that come from there, but I'm
It's
sitting
the
there.
worst.
Yeah, I'm sitting there and going like, how is this happening? Anyway, he ended up with 44 goals that season, and I saw.
Ended up on Pavel Barber.
Yeah, we ended up
Yeah.
on Pava Barber.
Dangling some guy through his jockstrap.
But I'm like sitting there and I'm going like, this has to come, like at some point it's got to come to an end, man.
I
There are guys
honestly don't think that will.
It
ever
won't
end.
stop.
It will get worse.
Is it like that in
worse.
Sudbury too?
I mean,
Smaller scale.
Yeah.
it's
Smaller
not.
scale.
I mean,
Or are they more laid back there, like they don't get worked up as much? As they
yeah.
do?
There's definitely no. I mean, I don't know, but I don't think there's any. And I wouldn't think there's any like money being involved.
No,
or getting
not
kids,
there.
Stuff
No,
like that.
no.
Definitely, probably in Toronto, right? Like
100%.
it's a big city.
Well, Sudbury's not like I don't think there's too many billionaires there, are there? Like,
no, I mean, yeah.
Like Toronto's got.
Except for Max.
Toronto, yeah, except for soon to be Mac. Like Toronto's got like
Oh,
70 billionaires.
Yeah,
that
I
live-
know.
Like I remember playing on Vaughan. I won't say anything, but one of the kids' dads is a billionaire and all, and just like flew a helicopter to Erie Otters pre-camp, like this rookie camp.
Yeah.
Like landed a helicopter there. I'm like,
All right, listen to. Okay, so this story from this guy.
That dad's
okay.
gonna be like, yeah, that was me when he reads it. I'm the one with the hell.
Max,
he
listen
knows
to
who
this.
he is. when
Listen to
I-
this. So this guy's got a kid playing on the team, and he wants to build a team of super players because they always do that over there, right? So they reach out to like 10 guys. So there's the Hill Academy in Vaughan. That's you probably heard of it
Yeah.
before, right? It's like $40,000 to go to school there. So these guys call for Mason and say, you know what, we want you down here. We're going to cover your school. We'll
It
cover
was
your-
Lindsay.
Yeah, 12,000 for registration. So now we're at like 52,000, right? Hotels probably maybe another $3,000 or $4,000. $55,000. 10 players he did that for. $550,000 he did. He got now the school may give him a bit of a deal. Maybe it's a little less than that, but I'm sure it was still four something.
Insane.
Yeah, like nothing. And I'm just sitting there and I'm going like, and we had a pretty good team. I mean, we had a good team. I think we lost
A
the
lot
junior
of
teams.
selfishness.
Yeah,
But if we
yeah.
weren't selfish, I think we could have probably.
Yeah, because in the GTHL, you can go, let's say you have money, you can go to like the Chickalinis who own Vaughan and go, okay, here's $70,000. We're going to take the team. They still have to follow guidelines.
For that year.
For that season. And you now run that team and you
Wow.
can get whoever you
Yeah,
want
yeah.
and you run that team the way you want to run it.
It's crazy.
And that's how they do it over there. And the Marlies, I think Tavares and somebody bought the Marlies.
I think it was Tavares and Marner.
Really?
Yeah, they bought
Wow.
the Toronto Marlies, the young team.
junior
They didn't
hockey.
buy the American.
Not the
hockey,
American
no,
hockey,
just the
no.
junior
Yeah,
team.
yeah.
So they'll have lots of influence, but they've been strong for years. I'm
Yeah,
sure they were
Marlies,
strong.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, who was the team back then when you guys played?
Don Mills Flyers.
Brent
Don
Clark.
Mills.
Brent Clark,
I went to,
Othman.
he was in my class. He was in my
Barnes, Shane
math
Wright,
class.
Yeah, all those
Yeah.
guys. They
And
had,
you were
Brent's
playing.
good.
You were playing for Sudbury, right?
yeah,
Triple
they
A.
had a wicked team, yeah, and we always found a way to play them too.
Did you
went-
guys
they
make it
went
to the? Oh
undefeated
yeah, you made it to the
the whole
OHL
year.
Cup.
Yep.
How'd you guys do?
We went, I think, we went 2-2 in the round robin, and we lost to, or we beat the Red Wings, who ended up winning the finals and losing
Yeah.
to Don Mills. We had a great tournament, honestly. Like, we weren't obviously expected to go
How many guys got
Shane
drafted off
Wright.
your team?
10.
10
That's
guys.
pretty
It
good.
was great, yeah. We had a hell of a group.
So
Really
you
great.
made it to the
10.
quarterfinals.
Nope, we didn't. We didn't make it.
You
out of the
still
round
had 10
robin.
guys.
Yeah.
That's more than what London had.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we had 10 guys. We had a great year. Yeah.
Any other guys? First round, second round.
We had Chase Stillman, drafted in the second round as well.
Yeah.
We had. I think that was it.
You know, another thing I wanted to kind of touch topic that just came to my head was, you know, the amount of skating that guys are doing these days. And Max was awesome this summer. 'Cause
I was
Max,
actually gonna bring that up.
you know, Max is sitting there going like, finally somebody who gets it. Like, he would like, and Corey obviously the experience that he had behind him, and he'll say it too if he was here. You know, kind of just guiding his way in, right? Knows that
Yeah.
the strength and the power that is so important. And you know what? It's freaking gets to be hard on the body to be on the ice all the time. And I'm watching these guys 5-6 days a week at like $60 a session skating, and I'm going,
Insane.
what a waste of money, man.
It's a lot. Yeah, I did. Honestly, when I was a kid, my dad took me out of hockey in the summer game play.
Didn't play at all.
No.
What would you do?
I played lacrosse. I loved lacrosse. I liked it more than hockey when I was a kid.
So you're good at it.
Yeah, I was pretty
Fun
good.
sport.
Not to toot my horn, but I was pretty good at lacrosse.
I could never cradle the ball, but I could just run through people.
Yeah.
I would just,
I bet.
Basically, he was so fast with his run. He'd run like this.
Here, come take it.
Yeah, I was just like, whoa.
Yeah, no, I bet. I loved it though. Like never played hockey during the summer. Like would strap it on like a week before or whatever.
Yeah.
Just go out and play. And
Because you're confident and you know that if you've done these movements for 7, 8, 9 years,
Can't
literally
forget 'em.
after 2 weeks you're going to get them all back.
Mm.
So do I think really weak at something that you should probably try to work a little more?
Practice,
No problem.
yeah,
A little power skating and stuff like that. But
yeah.
but these guys are walking in. I'm going, okay, you're getting tested, guys, and I'm going. You can't even. You went from jumping 8 feet about a week out of camp, and now you're jumping 7 feet. I'm going because they just can't even. Their legs are gassed.
Yeah, well, and that's the thing, right? Everyone has different things they need to work on in the summer, and for me, it was gaining weight, getting stronger, and getting more power.
And you have.
And I was 168 at the end of the playoff run after I lost a lot of weight during that time.
And then Peterborough, right?
Yeah, and now I'm 182, so I gained almost around 15 pounds, and trying to get stronger and stuff like. So Mark, obviously you guys know Mark limited my skating to 2 times a week for a majority of the time.
For a good reason.
Yeah, and it just
helped.
Yeah, I've just followed that, and then now obviously you get closer to camp, you get 3 or 4, three skates a weekend now.
You just maintain what you got, and
then just kind of ramp it up as the weeks go on. But yeah, a lot of guys
Yeah, we hope
you lose training almost like off ice.
Well, I
You
think
skate
it's
so
like
much, then you get more tired in the gym and.
Well, it's like mentally too. Like if you play so many games. You're working out, skating every day.
Mm-hmm.
Say someone was doing that, which guys do, skate every day, work out every day. By the time you play, you've already been playing for a year, or like a whole summer, right?
Yeah, I know.
And like you're like, what like these guys are losing gains because their muscles have no energy.
Yeah,
they're just coming
and forget about the testing.
Yeah,
like, not even that. Just like by Christmas time, burning out, like just going.
Yeah.
I've hit a wall. Like in any structured, like hockey won't be as structured in a, like when we talk periodization, like you've probably heard that word before, Max. No?
What's it?
Periodization.
They use it a lot in like Olympic training. They use it. They actually even use it in the NHL. They have like a guideline where teams can peak. So it's like a schedule they make. This many practices, this much volume, analytics.
Right.
And they go, okay, we're here this month. Next month, we're going to tone the volume down. Next week, we're going to bring it up.
Gotcha.
And it's kind of like something that, the pro teams do, not the OHL teams. But I'm like, if you look at any of those schedules, there's always rest and recovery days. The good coaches will find a way to make the guys, let's say, who need to keep their weight or stay strong, to back off the ice a little bit, stuff like that. At some point, this has to be like looked at and monitored a little bit more closely, I think, even at the OHL level. Because I'm going, do they push guys? Now, London, I know will push. They will push you. And they're successful with it a lot of times.
Yeah.
But I think a lot of it has to do because they find the best genetic, best gifted players. So they're very good at picking the players.
Right.
So when you have those genes, you can handle a little bit more than the average guy.
I feel like you kind of have to be selected for the Knights in a certain way, like physical wise, to be the style of play.
And if
they
you're
want.
and if they don't think, you're up to what you should be, they'll push you to get to where you're supposed to be.
Right? And there's all that. That's what I'm saying. Like, there's all that to take into consideration too. Even though the pros, you guys probably even skate more than the pros, because they're on 45 minutes a lot of times and off. How long does How long does Dale skate? Is it the same time? 45? Hour and a half?
So it's different, right? Like you said, that kind of that table or whatever period, whatever you said. It's almost kind of like that. Obviously, once you get into the dog days and it's like playoff time, we'll be on the ice for half an hour, 45 minutes,
and then off.
But now we're getting, this Monday we'll be on the ice for an hour and a half because we're trying to ramp that back up and trying to
get the
trying to
cardio
bag
going,
skate us and get our cardio up for the season. So that'll be an hour and a half.
Aren't fun.
They're not fun.
I came out there and I wasn't even
trying to. Dale front load it hard until probably November, December,
and then
taper it off.
And then he'll just, once we start playing more games, it'll be like, okay, these guys
rest
a lot. You still go out, but it's like, okay, hour.
Because you guys are playing 20 minutes,
I
right?
remember when we we got in that little scuffle at the practice because I didn't like you were on the ice because you were with the Knights, but I couldn't. I had nowhere to go.
Yeah.
So I came out and that bag skate.
Yeah,
Oh no, Mason threw up.
Did you?
Oh, you weren't feeling good.
Oh,
you didn't feel like you just came out.
I don't doubt it.
I was actually like feeling nauseous. And
Yeah.
like I don't have bad cardio, but it's because I wasn't doing anything.
Exactly.
And all of a sudden I just
like Monday when I skate this Monday, I'm telling you right now, it won't be good.
It won't be good.
Like we'll be doing, it'll be, and then but you build it up, right?
You build
Like,
it,
you
get
practice
used to
it, and you get used to it, and I've been doing it for 5 years now, right?
So you know the drill.
I should be pretty good at it.
No, what happened with him was he actually, it was like 2 or 3 weeks he had off. Like we didn't know. He thought he was gonna go somewhere.
Yeah.
Then he didn't go, and he goes, "It's COVID."
It might have been a month.
So he just sat. He was, guys were like pretty depressed. They were in his room doing nothing.
just playing card.
Right,
Yeah.
and then you hop on the ice with Dale, and those other guys were skating with Dale. They were still
The
skating.
OHL guys had ice. I couldn't.
Right,
And
and then
then
you
I
up-
came out. I was like,
yeah.
oh my god.
Yeah, and I'm not gonna lie, I was in the background going,
Oh, he was giving me shit.
Jesus Christ, Mason.
"Jeez, man!" But you know what? I was like looking for better.
I look good out there, but I didn't like the bag scoots.
Yeah,
Not
it's
good.
tough, man. It's tough.
No, those guys are like the baggers.
But like, for all those guys out there that overdo it,
Yep.
your testing will, actually, it doesn't matter about the testing, but you just won't succeed.
He's gonna be tired.
For all you guys.
For all the guys!
Remember that, guys.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, but I think Mark and Dale, like the guys that play 20 plus minutes, 18 minutes, like he must back off on those guys at certain points, right?
Yeah, they know.
They know.
Like I said, they always come. They know what they're doing.
They know what
They've
they're
been
doing.
doing it.
They've
for
been doing their
20
whole
plus
lives.
years, Yeah.
Those guys used to, when I first met
And
them,
they did it too. They played, right? Obviously.
they
So
played. I
20
remember
plus years.
Dale, when I first met him, first time I came out of this, I'm looking at Dylan Hunter skating. He's looking weird out there. I'm like, he looked really heavy on his feet. He comes off, he's got ankle weights tied to his.
Come on.
And I said to Dale, Dale, what is this? And he goes, gotta get him in shape. And I go, but you're kind of wrecking his like stride frequency like that, right? He's like, really? Oh shit, next time is no ankle weights. He actually bought it. Dale's not stupid, he'll buy in. But those guys used to ride the bike in the sauna. Sauna suits, in the sauna, bikes.
Yeah.
I said, Dale, you could die.
Yeah, you could. That is
Right?
dangerous.
From dehydration.
Yeah.
Dale's like,
Really?
Well, I remember like a couple guys when I was 16. They'd have their stick and like the blade, and then right before the blades, obviously the shaft, they tape a puck to the back of the shaft.
Yeah, like that suit
so
does
that it's
that.
heavy.
Heavier.
So when they're shooting pucks, it's harder, and
when
then
you
when
take
you take
it
it
off,
off,
yeah.
it's
I used to shoot orange pucks. You probably shoot orange
those
pucks
are
too.
the weighted
And then the
pucks.
little light ones too.
Yeah,
Like,
you feel great.
I like actually like I'm gonna start doing like on ice skill stuff. I'm gonna get you to come out there.
Are you? Okay.
Oh yeah, Rubes came out. All the OHL guys
yeah.
are coming this year, but I like working on with like catching the puck.
With
Like
a weighted one?
No. So stick handling the light one, and then getting a normal puck, and then you have to almost like your hands are super soft to cradle it and then shoot. Just like tricks
Tricks your mind.
neurological part of your mind,
Right.
where it's like you're like doing different things and feeling different things, and
Right.
like, right. And I think that's actually, I think it works.
I've
Like,
never tried it, but like
yeah,
it
Rubes
seems-
and those guys
I
were
think
trying
it-
they
I think
seemed
it
like
works.
they liked it,
Yeah.
Something different. It's good to try some different stuff. I mean,
Yeah.
Max, what are your thoughts about like guys using parachutes on the ice and weighted vests and like, is there any room for that or?
I haven't. I've
You've
seen
never tried it, right?
No, I've never tried any of that, so I can't say it's bad or it's
Yeah,
good.
yeah.
Right, you don't
should
know
do
'cause you
this,
haven't tried
should.
it,
I've
yeah.
never tried it, but I mean, I've seen some clips of like McDavid using the parachute. So I mean, if he's doing it, then
Yeah,
it
you
might
know
not be
what?
bad for you.
Everyone is different, and
Exactly.
everyone will adapt to certain things.
Like it might be
differently.
this parachute thing might
Yeah,
be good for you,
yeah,
base,
yeah.
but it might be bad
Yeah,
for
exactly,
me. Right?
yeah.
So, yeah,
I look
I've
at
never
it
tried
like on a kinesiology standpoint or angles and that. You know, when you use a parachute for the first 5 meters or 8 meters,
There's no
nothing
resistance.
doesn't come off
Yeah,
the ground.
yeah.
So initially, where you need the resistance, it's not there. But you know, McDavid's so good, I don't even think it would.
He
matter
doesn't
if
even
he
need it.
used it or not.
He doesn't need to do it.
But again, like you said, I've done enough of it with hockey and football that I think it's really not that beneficial. I think some bands hooking
Band
up,
works good.
bands work
Yeah.
good and stuff like that. But I think there's a point where it's like, you know, you guys are technicians on the ice. You have to skate on this little micro blade
Yeah.
that's this wide, and you have to have such precise movement when you're striding, and any type of like too much resistance can start to like
Right.
not fire the movements the way that they need to move.
I'm gonna start a controversy right now. Hockey is the most talented sport in the world, hands down.
Yes.
You gotta stick handle this puck through a whole other team, trying to put that little puck in the net,
You're
skating
moving
on
30
two
How fast
blades.
you guys going? 30 kilometers an hour
Oh
out
yeah,
there?
you're
McDavid's going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
you're on two little thin blades with a stick. Everyone's different hands. Like
Yeah, it's tough.
you're doing like 9 different things at once on the ice.
You're moving
It's
your head.
it's
like,
insane.
Yeah.
I honestly think like it is definitely the most. You need the most skill and focus for sure.
Guys are getting blindsided from the side. Like it's fast.
It's too fast. It's very fast, and like the
Yeah,
rink is not big enough for actually how fast the game is.
It's
and
definitely.
oh yeah.
Max, is it?
It's definitely faster when you get up there.
Oh
like,
yeah.
Do you like the current rink size? Would you think like the Finnish ice is between the KHL or European Olympic
Bigger,
size
right?
ice?
The Olympic.
Yeah, it's right in between. Finnish like in between.
Same with Sweden too.
Yeah. Do you think that the ice, because the game's gotten fast, man? Do you think they'll ever change that, or do you think it's going to stay the same?
I don't know. Like, there's always that big thing, like when a Finnish kid comes over, be like, oh, he's got to get used to the North American ice.
And they struggle for a bit.
Or you need to get used to the Swedish ice
yeah.
if you go out there. I personally like the North American ice, right? It's,
You like it?
It's kind of smaller, so there's more hitting involved.
Yes.
and
Yeah,
more
it's your
all
game.
that stuff. You know what I mean? Instead of out in Europe and all that, it's more skill, bigger ice, more skating. And stuff. I'm not that I'm a bad skater. I'm like whatever, but. It's all more skill out there and stuff, but my game's more geared towards skill and
physical
I also
play.
bring this,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? So I kind of like the smaller rink, so hopefully they don't.
Well, it's all,
I don't like the big rink either, because like it almost feels like you have too much time to do something.
Almost, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And
that's
it's like
what's so,
it slows
and
it
that's
down.
what's so I think is cool about the game is that you have to make your decisions so
Really
fast.
quick.
You know what I mean?
That's
and
why,
it's
like,
so hard.
yeah.
And the higher you get up, everything's that much faster.
Like junior, OHL,
NHL,
AHL, NHL, like it
yeah,
gets like
AHL,
5% faster
NHL
every single
rookie
time.
camp,
Yeah, yeah.
NHL main
Yeah.
camp. Like
Yeah.
there's a huge difference between just those two things.
Well, I watch when I was in Europe. I just watched like, where you guys, let's say a winger's on the wall. Sometimes he's moving and he's in motions. Other times he's standing there. But in the Russian game, you're always moving. Like you're always moving.
Yeah.
The pucks are like it's up and down, up and down. It's a different game. I think
feel like it's smaller ice would be more systematic too.
Yeah.
Like the
You
big
gotta
ice is
be
kinda-
very,
I don't
very
know,
sharp
but I'm just-
in the small.
But getting back to what Mason, like, the game is so fast, and it's amazing to watch you guys play. Like, you guys are not, like, just passing the puck to each other. The playoffs, it picks up another level.
Oh,
And you're sitting here going, how is that guy catching a pass? Because I'm looking at some of these blades, like McDavid's blade is like, the backside of it's like, the sweet spot's like this big. It's amazing to catch a puck on the fly at top speed across the whole rink. Catch it, boom, and make another
The
pass.
amount of
Somebody else.
muscle memory you need to have to be a hockey
Yeah.
player is, I think, beyond.
Yeah, but then we've never been in a Formula One car either.
That's
So,
true.
The adrenaline's definitely different in that sport.
oh yeah, you hit one
Yeah,
guy.
right. You say, "Oh my God, hockey!" Like you know what I mean, but then it's like, "Oh,
It's-
once
there's,
you get
like,
into a
UFC,
Formula One car, you're
there's-
going however, whatever, like 300
Yeah.
You want
kilometers
300
an hour.
kilometers an hour.
Yeah.
If you hit a guy's tire, you could be flying up in the air.
Exactly.
You know, 150 feet, right?
Probably dead.
Yeah. So I mean, it's tough. It's tough to make that
But
judgment.
I honestly think the speed of the game is so phenomenal because I played it and I watched like Cusey's sick on the ice, but the speed of how fast you need to make decisions, how fast like guys are coming at you all the time, right?
Yeah.
And sometimes you feel
Like,
like
think
you're
out of like the main four sports. You know what I mean, like NHL, NBA,
And
NFL,
like soccer,
MLB,
yeah.
like soccer,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
all those ones. Like
For
hockey's
sure.
definitely like
For sure.
I think the fastest. You know what
oh
I mean?
dude, for,
Like,
mentally
basketball's like you
too.
get a point, okay, go to the
Little slower, jog it back,
MLB is obviously not.
Nothing.
No, and then you look at like Ovechkin still doing what he's doing from the. I was talking this. I think I might have brought it up in the last powder, but
The longevity career that he's had.
she's
nuts.
still scoring from the same spot.
You know why he's scoring from that one spot? I'm gonna break it down. Like this is exactly the reason. You got Backstrom on that power play. You got Kuznetsov. You got Oshie and who's on the
Wilson
top?
maybe?
Whoever's on the
Carlson.
top.
Carlson.
If you cover Ovechkin, there's 4 other guys who are putting the puck in the net. You can't. So
Like you're talking like on the power play.
yeah, on the
right?
power
Yeah,
play,
yeah.
he scores from that same spot.
You're
The
right.
reason why he scores from that spot,
But yeah, exactly. You
Can't-
take that away,
yeah.
TJ Oshie's in the slot,
scores
he's
a
a
goal.
sniper.
Yeah,
Now they gotta cover, and then once they go, oh, you're in between, Ovechkin.
and then there's Kuznetsov.
Yeah.
All of them put the puck in the net, so it's like
Well, yeah, if you're on the NHL on
Yeah.
a power play, you're an elite playmaker, and
you're
it's just
gonna score.
Yeah.
Garrison should
Shit.
use a stick like a new stick every power play.
yeah, that's I don't doubt it.
How's Mark these days? Is he giving sticks out for the power play or
No,
what?
we're not doing that. Not in London this
Hey,
year.
what do you mean you want a stick?
Not
What are you talking about?
Not in London this year.
It teaches you discipline though.
Oh man.
Like those,
Yeah.
like I know you guys have pro stock sticks, but I used to use I got the team sticks in Sweden and stuff.
Yeah.
And they were just heavy
Oh, yeah.
sticks, and I was like I had to get used to it, but like it ain't the same.
No.
Like people, I want people to know like there is a difference
Yeah.
between, and I give it credit to those guys with the wooden sticks,
No.
because like
That's what
there's
Mark
a-
always goes back to. I did this with
Dude,
a wooden
there's,
stick.
there is.
Still
I
bad,
honestly
yeah.
like the game was different, but still, like to shoot a puck with a wood stick at like 87 miles per hour is insane.
Yeah.
It's a piece of wood.
Oh.
like,
Yeah.
like-
No, Al McInnes.
yeah.
100
And what's his name
4
on
miles an
Detroit?
hour.
The guy with the big red mustache, Larry McDonald. Is that him?
I can't remember. No,
Lanny McDonald.
No, that would have been
Lidstrom?
Lidstrom.
No, I'm talking way back, like big bush stash, really good player.
Played for Detroit
Lanny
or Toronto.
It was no Detroit. It was Lanny McDonald.
No, Lanny played for Toronto. He had that huge. He played in Calgary. No, sorry.
He played with Mark in Calgary.
Yeah, Calgary.
Yes,
and I think he ended up
sorry.
in Toronto.
Yeah. I meant
red-
Calgary. Yeah. Big mustache. Like, dude, he was scoring like what?
Dude, Brett Hall was. Somebody said that they lasered Brett Hall way back, 114 miles an hour.
It's
That's
like grabbing a branch outside of the
Yeah.
tree and
Yeah.
just putting a little fire on it. And
But did you?
twisting it
Have you
through.
ever seen the picture of Bobby Hall? That wasn't Brett Hall. I was talking about Bobby
Oh,
Hall. Sorry,
yeah.
that's what I meant. Bobby Hall farming on the farm. Like it's on the internet.
Just
Check it out one of these days.
Just.
I typed it in the other day. One of the kids told me, "Jim, you ever seen a picture of him?" I'm like, no.
Well, Mark actually sent me a tweet. Mark Hunter sent me like a Twitter thing.
Send you a tweet every day.
Sent me a Twitter thing.
Weight gainer, Max.
Yeah, exactly. This shake's good on this day. This shake's good on that day. No, he sent me a tweet of Tim Horton, the defenseman
Yeah.
that played for Toronto. At him at 16, he looked like a bodybuilder.
Yeah.
A
Crazy.
legit bodybuilder. I was like, this is.
The way they trained back then, and even my dad can say it too, because I'll let you talk about it. The training style has completely changed.
Oh, it's not
Because
even
it's
close.
because like
Yeah.
you didn't really know back then. You just wanted to get it.
Yeah.
Like obviously, it's very easy to get in shape. It's not really hard. You pick a couple exercises and pump it out, right?
Yeah.
But
Go for a run.
yeah, but the way it's changed and like you have to mimic certain things to certain sports and everything, it actually, I think it's benefited the sport a lot. The way it's changed.
100%.
Right?
And now you
Well,
got.
everything's changed, right? The whole
Yeah.
hockey
Oh, yeah.
culture and everything.
When I started
Yeah.
back in '96 or '97, there wasn't a lot of guys really training. There was, like trainers, guys going to trainers. So
Right.
I got kind of lucky to get in at that time because it kind of just started to evolve at that time. But our workouts were like 2 days, 2 hours each workout. So I'm actually in like 2 hours in the morning if he was back then, and then he'd come again later on. We didn't know any better. Right? That's what we knew. I played,
Mark would be chasing Dale in his car doing the 2 mile.
Oh, I was like,
And then Dale would drive.
oh yeah, I was
Right?
really young at the time, and he had like Thornton, Perry, all these guys, and they were like 2 hour workouts,
Yeah.
like like gritty, like teeth of the grindstone, like some like strict deadlifts, like straight line deadlifts,
Yeah,
like
we would do like a whole leg workout and go to the track. I still
And
have
run.
it. I still have a book. I'm gonna bring it to the gym next. Gotta find it. It's about
crazy.
this thick and it's got like
Workouts.
leg workout in the daytime, track workout in the evening, 400s, like 10 of them. You're just going like,
It's almost like the way
But they did it.
Some
They did
people think today, like those guys that are psycho that want to overdo it.
Mm-hmm.
That was almost like what was happening back
Nobody
then.
knew.
But nobody knew.
Nobody knew.
But now that people know,
Yeah.
you should kind of be like,
now what it's evolved to is like a short, like Mark always says, an hour and 15 minutes. And I'm like, Mark, like Sidney Crosby's trainer, Andy O'Brien, I know him well. He's really good, really well-renowned strength and conditioning guy like in the world. Like he does a lot of business. And his workouts, I remember when he'd bring Sidney Crosby to our gym in PEI, 45 minutes, he'd have 3 exercises Sid would focus on, and it'd be the most intense 3 exercises, sets, reps, was at the highest level. They'd get up, they'd get out, they'd leave.
We have more rest.
Yeah.
It's like Mike Mentzer's talking
now,
about.
Now, mind you, Sidney Crosby's a genetic
Yeah,
freak.
he's
Okay, the guy's rear end muscles
like
and leg muscles.
42 inches
The
wide.
3 of us together. Yeah. But he has a good point. Like if you think about it, like if I said, Max, okay, we're gonna go run 100 meters today, and we're gonna do 10 of them. You're gonna run them all at. You say you're a 11-second runner. We're gonna run all of them at that time. That workout would be very taxing on your muscles.
Yeah.
If you
you
ran,
wouldn't be able to do it.
no, because most guys would run. Say if I put 10 of them out there, they'd run the first 3 really hard, and then all of a sudden they'd start to slow down, slow down. But if you had, let's say, 5 to 8 minutes rest between each one of them,
Yeah,
this is
the same thing.
Yeah, because I was training a player named Jared Canot, not a player, Olympic athlete, Olympic sprinter. He came as he was like a bronze medalist in the 200 back when we were in PEI. And he came in. I was asking him questions. I said, as a track athlete, Olympic athlete, these guys only train on the track for volume twice a week. The other days is all like just form, just like you guys would shoot and work on that. But the 2 days that they would put in at the track would be very, very high level. And that's what I think that I'm trying to get at. Like, work on your skills, work on your hands. You can do some power skating. Don't go out and redline every day.
Well,
It's
if
too
you
much.
if you think about the muscle, and you know this forever, if you think about a muscle, if you're pumping a muscle constantly, it's not going to be able to do the same thing forever.
No.
You need a certain amount of break for the muscle to repair, not only recover, have that same amount of energy to push.
For the next time.
Exactly.
Yeah.
If you're doing, like, it's hard to say, everyone's not the same, but
That's
most of the time, your muscles need
Yeah.
just maybe even more rest than actually punishing them.
Right. And that's why a typical week for us would look like,
Yeah, you only
lower
grow.
body Monday, upper body Tuesday,
Yeah.
while your lower body's kind of
Yep.
recovering,
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
you do speed Wednesday,
Yep.
and then
No, and I watch Max, and he's good at that. And he's you have to still have an intelligent
You
athlete.
have to know.
He knows when
Your own
and
body.
how to push it and at what time, but
Right.
he knows that, like, he knows where to put the juice on. And there's time, like in a game, right? If you put the juice on all the time, you're gonna be done.
Yeah, exactly.
By the time the third period comes along.
Yeah, you gotta find your spots.
So, Max, to talk about any, the young guys coming up, like a lot of these minor midget guys in their minor midget year looking to get drafted, give us some tips on, like, the audience, because there'll be some of the guys in the gym watching this. What should they do to kind of stand out? Let's say you're a good player, but you really want to get attention all year. What are some things that these guys should be looking to do?
Yeah.
Or how to mentally come into it.
Right. I think it kind of helped for me. My dad was a scout back in the day. And then, so he obviously knows about hockey. He watches, like, his best friend scouts for the Leafs. So I'm always talking to those guys. And I think the main thing that, I think you're talking about when you say fans, you mean like scouts and all those people, right? They're looking for, I think, guys that obviously you need to have skill and you need to score goals and assists and do all the things, but you need to compete and you need to play hard. And a lot of guys, most guys, have skill. Like everyone that gets drafted, you have skill. Everyone can shoot, everyone can pass it, but like. I give, for example, this year, like, everyone talks about, like, Easton Cowan, you know what I mean? That guy, 100% every single shift, and that's why he stands out.
Yes.
That's why everyone notices him, is because, we're in the middle of the first period, he's going down and stripping that guy, he's finishing his check.
And then going down and trying to...
middle of the third period, he's doing the same thing. He's every shift, he's hunting.
And consistency,
too.
Yeah.
Consistency.
And not a shit ton of points. Like, he gets points, but he's not like 100-point guy.
I think he had 55 points.
Which is good.
Which is really good. Yeah. Don't get me wrong, but it's just compete. Like, you have to. I don't know. I'm gonna get fired up talking. It's just like you gotta want it. You know what I mean? Like you gotta have that drive in you to compete every single.
The
shift.
smart way.
And it's practice too, right?
Yeah.
Like you gotta get better in practice. Like no matter who's watching.
And that doesn't mean you're overdoing it, right?
Right. No, you gotta know.
You gotta have that drive
Yeah.
on the ice. You gotta want to like. I mean,
What
if
do you do
there's a
about
guy
this?
all over the ice all the time, taking pucks off guys and going down, getting
Everyone will
shots,
notice
you can't not notice him.
Exactly.
It's like Snellgrove this year.
Yeah.
Like I thought he was
I don't know him yet,
unbelievable.
I don't know.
You don't know him yet, but you'll know him.
Right.
He's just all over the ice, stripping guys,
Smart
getting
player
shots
too,
on
for
net.
sure. Yeah.
Smart, just like you always see that number in his last name because
Yeah.
he's everywhere.
Like
right?
I just sit on the bench and I watch. Like,
Yeah.
oh shit, there's Cowboy
Yeah.
again, just buzzing down the ice,
Yeah.
stripping his defenseman, you know, in the battle. It's just like, you know, you look at that and it's just like, okay, yeah, I notice him every
Yeah.
shift. I do. Like,
Yeah.
I, from watching or playing with them, you know what I mean? Like,
Remember, I had
notice that
this
stuff.
kid in PEI, Zach Beaton, and he got drafted by Cape Breton, and he was the only player that year from PEI that got drafted. And his dad was asking me, like, what? Like, he knew he wasn't going to make the team. He was like a high pick. He goes, what? And, you know, the only advice I could give him, because I wasn't a hockey player, I was a football player, but I still been around hockey long enough to know what to kind of give him some advice. I'm like, your strength is being tough. So I said, every shift you go out there, you either need to either like drop the gloves
Or blow someone.
or blow someone up or do what you just said,
Yeah.
back check up and down the ice if you want a job.
Yeah.
He did that.
If you want to make it.
Yeah, he did that, and he wasn't like a superstar player. He was just a basic player, and he probably
Really
would
good guy.
never played
Yeah.
if he didn't do that.
No.
He did it, and he made it that
Yeah.
year. And I was like, he was just the happiest guy in the world. He didn't stick around the whole year,
But it's still good.
It's still good for him.
Scouts have their thing. It's like compete, skill,
Mark big for compete,
stuff
yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But it's like the one thing, you know, if you kind of want to stand out in minor midget, like, you know, there's gonna be all those kids that think, you know, I gotta dangle this guy, and
Yes.
score this goal,
Yes.
and do all that.
Yeah.
But it's like
It's not important.
it's not. There's things you can control too. You can control your attitude.
Yeah.
You can control how hard you work. You
Yeah.
can control, you know.
It's all on you.
Yeah, you know, like, and like everyone will notice, like, and like, you know, my dad used to get mad at me, like, if I went slamming my stick off the ice.
Oh,
You
yeah.
know what I mean? Like,
They don't like that.
That's a big
everyone
one.
hates that, or you
That's a
slam
big
the
one.
door, or like just bad attitude.
It's a
just
big
like
one.
you don't
The only guy
I
getting away with
learned
that is
over
Connor
the years.
McDavid. You can
Yeah,
slam
you
it all
can-
day
that
long.
guy does whatever he wants, but you know what I mean? Just like stuff like that.
But you know, Kadri was at the gym. Toronto had talked to me about working with him. Actually, it was another Mark Hunter call. Mark was with Toronto. Calls me up. Yeah, Naz and Kadri want you to do this with them, right? So I'm like, all right, bring him on. And I'd heard that, you know, wasn't really big into training, didn't like it too much, really skilled guy, but needed to push himself. His dad, Sam, was a hard ass, like he was a hard, you know, on Naz a lot. But Naz was the type of guy who could take that
Right.
from a dad. Some guys can. Anyway, I was saying to Max just earlier when we took a little break there was he would come into the gym and he looked like he was still asleep.
Yeah.
And as soon as we finished or started warm up, it was like just you woke up a lion. Like he was like, boom, gone. And this guy's like, more. And I had him probably for a couple hours a day. It's a little bit different when I do like private, like pro guys, a little bit different.
Or when someone's out of shape.
Yeah, or when somebody's out of shape. But he was on his way out of the league at that point.
Bad shape.
It wasn't even that. There was some issues going on, and I think Naz really cleaned him up. Toronto Shanahan gave him another opportunity, and he you know what?
yeah.
Look what he's done. Well, he won a Stanley Cup, right?
And he's in Calgary now.
Yeah, Naz is a great guy. So hard worker and great fella. But you know what?
Calgary now?
He's in Calgary, in Colorado.
Calgary.
Really?
He's in Colorado. He's
Yeah,
in
you're right.
Calgary, yeah.
You are right.
Yeah.
I saw a post this morning. He was on a helicopter going to a golf tournament.
Was he?
Yeah.
That would be Naz.
Yeah.
Yeah. And did lots with his money too. Invested in a lot of property.
Oh, yeah.
And, you know, he was wealthy even before he got his bigger contract. I think. I'm not sure what he's making a year now. He's making like $5 or $6 million, maybe.
He's gotta make something. He's gotta be making a couple million.
Yeah. But a role player like you, that's what he's like. He's like you. He can score.
but
Yeah.
yeah.
He still plays a great area.
Yeah, so we, you know, Max, you know, really appreciate you coming on, buddy. A lot of respect for you this summer. You brought a lot of entertainment to the gym, but you also worked hard. And it was funny, sometimes he'd see these guys that were slacking a little bit at times, and he just like Max would. I told you, he can save the battery and use it for when he wants to use it.
He's like me.
Yeah, I remember. No, I just remember like last week we were doing those 300s, and there was a guy out there. He was like, I go, Max, that guy's he's gonna take it down. He's like,
No.
whatever, right? Anyway, this kid's going balls out, like he's going to the wall, and anyway, he's cheating a little bit. Right? He's gonna touch the code, and Max like, no. Last set, all of a sudden, just like the kids, like you know, these guys are maybe a little bit younger, but there was a couple guys
You're still good athlete. Like,
no, they're all OHL guys.
Yeah.
They're top of the line players and that. But all of a sudden, just watch Max. It was like,
Yeah.
Those guys, he had finished 6 laps, and those guys were at number 4.
Yeah.
Right,
Yeah,
so,
I took off on that one.
yeah,
I was
good.
pissed about that.
Good runner, buddy. But yeah, man, we're really thankful to have you on board, and I've met you this summer, buddy, and we wish nothing but the best for you. Hopefully we can spend a little bit of time over the season working with you to kind of keep your weight up.
Yeah, for sure.
Because I
We
think
will-
that's
we will be, yeah.
that's the key for
Couple
you.
days a week.
You got everything else, man. So,
Yeah.
you know, we'll be there watching the games. We're gonna buy a couple McCue shirts and sit up in the stands and cheer you on,
100%.
buddy.
I'd love that. Yeah.
You think the team's gonna be good or what?
Oh yeah, we should be really good. Yeah.
Yeah. They're never not good.
Yeah, exactly. We should be going for.
You guys started off the season a bit this year.
Oh,
on slow,
5
right?
last year or something like that. Yeah. So
Your Billet brother thinks your guys are gonna win it this year.
we should be good. We're definitely touch wood. Going to
Yeah.
be one of the better teams in the league. this
I'd love
year.
to see Max get a letter this year, going to camp, be a leader, get a letter this year.
Yeah, that's a plan.
Yeah.
I'll be coming to the game and I'll
Lead
just
the
be
way.
Yeah.
Just drunk at the game, yelling. No, but thanks, guys. I had a hell of a summer, and didn't really know what I was getting into because obviously I didn't know you guys, before.
Yeah.
I came on, but I learned a lot throughout the summer. We worked hard and gained 14 pounds and got stronger, and now we'll just try and maintain it during the year.
Yeah, play your game, right?
Kind of take off from there.
Yeah, right on, buddy. Okay,
Yes,
man,
sir.
that's great. All right, boys.
And I'll see you tomorrow at the gym.
7:45
Yeah.
a.m. if everyone's in here.
Yes,
Oh,
sir.
shit.
And we're off.
That's it, bud. Thanks, buddy. That was a good one. That went smooth, eh?
Yeah. I'm hammered.
Oh yeah,
Fuck
I
you.
might need a little more.
that is smooth.
You want a little?
No, he's not gonna drive.
Me?
Oh, driving. He's in London night. Cop pulls him over. Says,
Are we shutting this off or no?
Yeah, go over and press.
Yeah, press that little
that
red-
red button.
that
Bring
little
the thing
red
to the red
one.
button.
I don't know if the. Yeah.
This, it's on the red
Yes,
button.
You do it. You do it.
It's on it.
Yeah, you click